Hello everyone, and welcome to, part number 3 of my question to America: what have we become after 9/11 10 years ago? On September 9th of 2011, I had the great honor and privilege of being at the RHE Energy Center here in Pittsburgh to see a very special event hosted by a very special person, a very blessed person. And that very blessed and special person happens to be Joel Osteen. And I'm sure if you know him, there's a reason he's A, known as the Smiling Preacher, and B, the most watched televangelist in the country and or the world, as well as the world, and as well as the world. I want to get that out of the way, as well as the pastor of the largest congregation and church in the country, and one of the largest in the world, if that's right. You know, if we have more human beings, let alone preachers like Joel Osteen, then I don't know what else to say, but there wouldn't be the need for me to put up this blog. But I'm going to let you know that it was the most awesome experience I've ever had in my life. I saw him preach 3 years ago at Mellon Arena in 2008, now the Civic Arena, even though it's been empty for a while and will be, since it's on the verge of being torn down. And the experience at this RHE Energy Center was nothing like the experience at Mellon Arena, because it was very different. He, well, first of all, not foremost, he didn't bring his brother along, but Dr. Paul Osteen. He is in Cairo, or at the time was in Cairo, couldn't make it, and he gave a couple of things, did a couple of things at the RHE Energy Center service that he didn't bring at the Mellon Arena service in 2008. Well, first thing he added was in 2009, Lakewood Church celebrated its 50th anniversary, and in the Bible, in the scriptures of the Bible, one of the scriptures, there's something about the 50th anniversary being the year of Jubilee. So he had one of the members of his band use a ram's horn to blow out, the symbolization of the year of Jubilee, which means part of the things I know about the year of Jubilee is that every single debt is paid and all is great with the world. But he brought that, and if we could live every year like it's a year of Jubilee, every day and every moment, every second like it's a year of Jubilee, and there'd be no reason for me to put up this blog. Anyway, one of the striking things, he also preached about not getting, if your hopes are up and the things you hope for doesn't become what you hope for, then just move on from it. If whatever you were hoping for doesn't happen, just move on from it. And that's not part of the reason I brought up Joel. This is the reason that I brought up Joel. And it's true that whatever things in life don't go your way, they've done so. It is so on account of God has something bigger for you. But that's for another blog. But getting into this blog, the point of this part of this blog is this. Usually at his Nights of Hope across the country, in this case here in Pittsburgh, he brings his entire family, or a portion of his family, with him. His wife Victoria, his son Jonathan, who's in the band, he's 16, and his daughter Alexandra. And this is where the part of the blog comes in. His daughter Alexandra, before he gives the invitation to have those that don't know Jesus Christ know him, she sings a song called "Come As You Are." And Alexandra, who's about to start her teens, is a very gifted singer. And so gifted, there's a reason that she sings Come As You Are. On account of, A, it's so beautiful, her voice is so beautiful, and B, the song, the whole song is beautiful. On account of, it's the truth. In terms of me, if I want to be your friend, I say the same thing that Joel Osteen's daughter, Alexandra, sings. Come as you are. And I'm not going to ask you what kind of party you belong, political party you belong to, what religion you are, what God you worship, and what TV shows you watch, and what kind of fan of a team, sports team you have. You know what I mean. Which team do you root for? No. All I want from you is a friendship. A possible friendship, and to have a great relationship. And to possibly, not so much as a friendship, but an opportunity to speak my mind. And when I do speak my mind, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and possibly speak a blessing unto you, a word of blessing unto you. That's who I am. And I just wish that there were just more people, not only like me and Joel Osteen, but people that are willing to echo the same thing that Joel's daughter Alexandra does when she performs Come As You Are. And it's another reason that it just absolutely stinks that just because President Obama doesn't share the same views as you do doesn't mean you have to call him a Marxist. And just because George W. Bush, former President George W. Bush, sent our brave men and women into harm's way in Iraq, doesn't mean he needs to be condemned over it. There may have been a reason. I personally didn't agree with him sending some of our troops to Iraq, let alone to die. But hey, same with Obama. You don't agree with his views. It's okay. But know that he's our president, and he's doing the best job that he can do. I echo the same thing that John Wayne said after President Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, became President John F. Kennedy in 1960 when he defeated in the polls his candidate, the Republican candidate, Richard Nixon, and of course John F. Kennedy was a Democrat. He said this about JFK after he got nominated in '60. I did not vote for him, but he's my president, and I hope he does a good job. And there are a lot of friends that I know that don't share the same political views that I do, the same religion that I do, or even have the same colored skin as I do. But you know what I tell them? We may not have the same views, or skin colors, or religions and whatnot, that I do. I mean, I may not have the same political views and skin color and whatnot that you do, but you're somebody who I want to be with in terms of possibly establishing a relationship, or if not, to just speak words of encouragement to you. And when you go out into the real world, I hope you do a great job. Not only a great job for our country and the world, but for the glory of God. On account of God doesn't hate anybody. And why should you? And again, I hearken back to the real reason 9/11 was 9/11 was on account of 9/11 was 9/11 thanks to people that were trained not only to hate other people, but chances are hated themselves. And I hearken to why 9/11 happened. There may have been a reason. This hidden pride for our country. Not to say that our country wasn't proud before 9/11, as proud now as it was before 9/11. But there's just something about the United States that makes us united. And we're losing focus in that. And that's my point of saying, I don't know who you are. I mean, I don't know what your political views are, and I don't know what God you worship, and I don't know the reason my skin color is different than yours, but come as you are. I want to establish or try to establish a relationship with you, whether it be friendship or professional, with Robert Hester Entertainment. Come as you are. Not as who I want you to be, but as you are. And if you're a person that's cool with me, I'll always be a person that will be cool with you. I have one more part in this, maybe two, but it depends on what more I want to talk about, and it's coming up.